Hello, my name is Haley Whittenbarger, and today is May the 1st, 2024 at Roane County High School. And today I'm here with Mr. Calfee. So let's start at the beginning. Tell me where you were born and raised.
I was born at the hospital in Loudon, Tennessee, and I was raised up in the east end of Roane County.
Can you tell me something about your family?
My mother worked in a hosiery mill, and she quit and came home to be a full-time mother when I was born. And my dad farmed and worked at Y12.
That's really awesome. Do you have any siblings?
I don't.
Where did you go to school again? And can you tell me about that?
I went from first grade through, I graduated high school here at Roane County High.
Did you have any favorite teachers or coaches that had an impact on you?
Oh gosh, it'd have to be Miss Quimby, the biology teacher.
What did she do? Do you remember?
Do what?
What did she do that made like such a big impact?
She just explained things real well, so even I could. And we were in her class when we found out Kennedy had been shot.
Oh.
So that's kind of memorable.
Were you involved in any sports or band or any other activities?
Football one year, but then my ride graduated and I lived so far out in the country. I lived about 10 miles east of here, and I didn't have a ride, so that was it.
What did you do during the summer when you were a kid?
In the summer?
Yes.
Well, I worked on our farm for free, and I worked on all the neighbors' farms for 50 cents an hour.
What did you do with your friends for fun in Kingston as a student?
Well, we played and pretty much stayed out of trouble.
That's all you can do, right? Do you have any favorite hangout places and spots? Did you have any?
Oh, yeah, the Bounty Drive-In used to be down in Midtown. Gosh, right past the where the Burger King or something is now. And then up at Dutton's store up on Highway 70. And then Mr. Dugan had an old store up there. He sold fishing tackle and beanie weenies and crackers and soft drinks and stuff like that.
Did you ever get in trouble as a teenager?
Not too much. I didn't want to embarrass my parents because I knew what would happen.
When you were in high school, did you know what career path you wanted to take?
I had no idea. I still don't have any idea.
What year did you graduate high school?
67.
And then what did you do after that? Like, what was your college plans?
Went to ETSU for 3 years, and then I joined the Army.
What did you major in at ETSU?
Business.
What is your career?
What was my career? I worked at the Oak Ridge facilities for about 37 years. I did a variety of things. To begin with, I did mechanical safety inspections and non-destructive testing and that sort of thing, and then I moved over into quality. And then I got the best job that you could have. When I went to the lab, they've had a contract for about 30 years now with the U.S. Department of Transportation, and I literally traveled from coast to coast and border to border looking at pipelines. Met some of the most interesting people you'd ever see. The farmers, the ranchers, the pipeliners.
Did this impact your life in any way?
Oh yeah, I figured out how to get along with strangers and stuff like that, and that helped me when I got into politics then. How about turning that racket off?
Did you ever leave Kingston?
Just to go to ETSU and then go to the Army, but I came back as soon as I could.
What's keeping you at Kingston, in Kingston?
Home, family.
How'd you meet your wife?
At the National Lab.
How long have you guys been together for?
Do what now?
How long have you guys been together for?
Well, we've been married 24 years. We got married on leap year day of 2000. And we knew each other 4 or 5 years before that, I guess. Yeah. So.
You have any kids?
I have 2, she has 2, and we have 7 grandchildren.
Wow, that's awesome.
So.
Do you mind to describe your career a little bit more, like go into more depth for me?
Yeah, my first off-the-farm job was working at the Yale in Town, the lock factory in Lenore City, which shut down about 10 or 12 years ago. and I got a good experience there about measuring stuff and making sure it was to specifications and stuff like that. And then that helped me a lot when I went to Oak Ridge. And like I said, over there I was in mechanical safety inspection and non-destructive testing. I did x-ray work and other things like that, welding inspection and all that. And then later I got into quality.
Alrighty, do you mind to tell me a little bit more about your political career?
I'm getting to that. I got elected to county commission in '86, and that was 4-year terms, and I got elected 5 times. And after the first term, I never had an opponent. I ran unopposed. And somebody always wanted to run, but they'd go through the courthouse and around town and here and there, and they couldn't find the support, so they never did pick up a petition. So I did that for 20 years, and I was traveling about half the time for the National Lab. And I thought, well, this is a good time to retire, and I did. And I was out of politics for 6 years, and then a lot of people started encouraging me to run for state representative, and I did that for 20 years, for 10 years, I'm sorry. That's 5 2-year terms. And then a year and a half ago, I decided I wanted to come home. And I was having to live in Nashville half the year, and I just wanted to come to the farm. So, and on the farm, we raised cattle and tobacco and some corn and hay and stuff like that. And so I did that most of my life. And we kind of quit that now, and I've rented the farm out to really good guys taking good care of the place. So we've got a motor home, and we're traveling a lot.
You have anything else you'd like to share?
Any ideas you got?
What were you saying about the fire? You said something about...
What?
Explain to her about the fire board.
The fire board?
Yes.
Well, the county had we've got 5 civil districts. And we had a volunteer fire department for each of the civil districts, one at Rockwood, and worked our way around to Oliver Springs and up to where I live. When I first started in that, there was a lot of problems with the volunteer fire departments. And I'll leave it at that. And my good friend Terry Hacker, who when he passed away a few years ago, he was the principal of Oliver Springs High School, and he was the county commissioner up there and at Oliver Springs. And we got to looking at all the problems, and we come up with ways to fix them, and we did. And they got better as time went on. So.
Has Kingston impacted you in any way, like anything in Kingston?
In Kingston?
Yes.
Be our lad's pool room. But see, I've never lived in town here.
Okay. Where have you lived?
Oh, I'm sorry. But we'd run over at lunchtime when I was in high school and get a hot dog. You get 2 hot dogs for $1 with relish on them, or 1 chili dog for $1. And this woman worked in there. She was from up north somewhere, and Frank Clement was the governor. So anything 15 cents and over, you had a sales tax on it. So anyway, I'd give her the quarter or whatever. She said, "Now come on." She had a real northern accent. Said, "You know, Frank has his pennies. Frank has to have his penny." So I learned about sales tax and stuff like that right then. So.
Well, thank you for being here with us today.
Well, thank you for having me.